Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. Today is Sunday, December the 5th, 2021. I am Joe Sarvati, affectionately known as Coach, and I am here to discuss a very small three-game NBA Main Slate that starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. So a little bit of a light NBA schedule today, but we're really going to get after it. Last night, the lineup was not what I wanted it to be. A couple of late switches where I went off one of my key guys that I've been playing, Desmond Bane. That was not a big plus. But, as we say, we try to coach the coach talk process, which is making sure you don't overplay any particular slate. You spread it out. You go after consistent winning and you build your bankroll that way. So hopefully we had a few people make some pivots and do well, but everybody else, we're getting right back after it today and going after it, like I say, with a vengeance. So again, three games, only it's two at 6 o'clock and one at 7. So a little bit of an unusual slate. But the good thing is all three sites, DraftKings, Fanduel, and Yahoo, have the same three-game main. So no need for any secondary lineups there. If you want to join in and catch the lineup today and catch our football, all of our football stuff going on, today's a major NFL day, and all of our guys have been working super hard to put together some winning lineups for you. I know Andrew Hansen, Josh Davis, and Joe Stanton, all three have lineups and information posting in our Discord here within the next couple of hours. So if you catch this podcast and you want to be part of everything we're doing, just go to dfscoachtalk.com. You can sign up there for as little as a 3-day pass for $10. I'd love to have you there. If you're watching on YouTube, quick thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, give us a little comment. That really helps us move up the algorithm and get seen by more people on YouTube. Also, while you're at it, if you haven't already, in the top corner there's a little bell. Click that so it gives you an alert every time one of our NFL or NBA podcast posts. All right, let's dive in. I know everybody's busy getting their football lineups together. This will give you a good look at this three-game slate for tonight. So the first game on the slate, it is the Washington Wizards and Toronto Raptors. Toronto's favored by 1.5. It's a 211 total, 104.75 implied for Washington, 106.25 implied for Toronto. It is a first night of a back-to-back for Washington, and it's an island game for Toronto. As far as coming into this game, Washington's 14-9, Toronto 10-13. Injuries, Bryant and Hashimura remain out for Washington. Nothing new on that side. And then also remaining out for Toronto is Anunoby, Birch, and Dragic. So we're in a similar situation as we were the last time these teams played. As far as statistical analysis go, you've got Washington Wizards with the 21st pace, Toronto the 22nd pace. Not conducive to big numbers in DFS, and definitely the lowest by quite a bit, by almost 10 in the totals for the three games. So definitely, concerns you for possible fading a little bit of this game, if not all of it. As far as offensive efficiency, Washington 18th, Toronto 16th. And then defensive efficiency, nothing to write home about really. Washington down to 13th, so they're slipping to the middle of the pack after being a top 7 defensive team the first 3 weeks of the season. Toronto's down to 20th as well. So there are some plays here that you can go after. A lot of different possibilities to pay up and for value. Again, not the best conducive game to high DFS points. But, Dinwiddie's all the way down to 5.5, which makes him extremely tempting. And his counterpart on the other side of the ball, Fred VanVleet, is up to 9.2. Now, he's been strong but that price a little bit tough in a game with this kind of pace. Similar price on the other side, Bradley Beal at 9-1. He's been a little hit and miss, and his ceiling games haven't quite been where they have in the past. So Washington's playing a completely different style ball. Under Scotty Brooks the last couple of years, Beal would have those 60, 70-point fantasy nights because they didn't play any defense. They were just trying to win the game 130 to 128, and it gave Beal a ton of ownership and usage, and that's why he had those big numbers. Now, that doesn't say Beal can't have a big game here and there, and this could be one of them. But he's got to come below 9K for me to feel real comfortable there. Kyle Kuzma's had some good games at 6-3. And then you have the timeshare of the two centers that both have the potential to get it done at the low price that they are. Gafford's 5-1. Harrell's down to 5-2. So both very tempting. Probably would slightly favor Harrell coming off the bench because really Toronto's banged up inside and doesn't have a lot of depth there. As far as other players for Toronto go, Scotty Barnes has now been very consistently getting it done, but he is 8K. Pascal Siakam all over the board, very tough to predict. More of a GPP play at 8-7. If Achua gets extended run with Birch still being out, 4-5, not a bad price for him. Watanabe at 3.3 has been getting quite a bit of time off the bench as well. All right, let's go to game 2. Charlotte Hornets, Atlanta Hawks, also 6 o'clock games. So 2 6 p.m. Eastern games. So don't let them sneak up on you. Get these locked in maybe between the early set of NFL games and the later set, because you're going to find yourself shut out if you don't pay attention to that. As far as this game goes, Charlotte and Atlanta are both on the first night of a back-to-back. This is the highest total on the board, with Atlanta being -8. They're the biggest favorite, and 224.5, a very healthy total for the way the games have gone this year. We've got records coming in. We've got Atlanta at 12-11 and Charlotte at 13-11. So Atlanta's fought back. They were below 500. They've gotten themselves back in the fray here. Injury-wise, Charlotte, we know Martin is probable. He's doubtful, so he's probably not going to suit it up. Then we know Ball is out. So how about LaMelo Ball not playing in this game? McDaniels is out, who's been playing better ball for them off the bench, and Plumlee and Rozier. So Charlotte just absolutely decimated with injuries and all of the value. I mean, Ish Smith is going to be owned and Kelly Oubre is going to be owned just like crazy amounts. And I'll tell you, though, I like Ish Smith. He gets it done no matter what the situation is. I really like his style of ball. Atlanta's sort of a mess as well. We don't know who's playing and who's not. Would you believe me if I told you Reddish and Kevin Huerter are all questionable? So this could be one of 5 guys from Atlanta that can play the guard position that may all be out. So this is going to be crazy. We will definitely have to review this. You may get all the value you need right from this game alone and be able to pay up for all the studs in the other 2 games, because most of the studs aren't playing in this game. That's the issue. All right, as far as statistically speaking here, we've got Charlotte second in pace in the league, but again, with all those guys out, it's a little skewed. Atlanta is 18th. Offensive efficiency, Charlotte is scoring the ball well. They're 5th. And same with Atlanta, they're 3rd. Neither one of these teams has trouble putting the ball in the hoop. The other plus here, a big plus, is defensively, neither one of them are getting it done. Charlotte 27, Atlanta 22. So just a really great game for DFS purposes if we knew who was playing. That's the tough part. So let's make some assumptions for now. And then, again, join us, dfscoachtalk.com. We'll be following all of this news throughout the afternoon. Make sure that we put the right guys in these lineups as the slate lock comes. Ish Smith at 4.8 and Kelly Oubre at 6.1, super popular, uber popular. The two big guys here that could have awesome games and pick up a huge amount of that usage is Gordon Hayward at 7K and Miles Bridges at 8.4. So I think for me, all four of those guys are massively in play. I also wouldn't count out Cody Martin at 4.9. Those are the five guys I'm expecting to get at least two of in most of my lineups. On the Atlanta side, again, we don't know who's in, who's out. If Trey plays at 10-3, he's a decent pay-up option, but that's only if he plays with no restrictions. Kevin Huerter, same thing at 5.2. TLC did not get it done for me the other day. Don't know if I trust him. And then whoever else is in. If Cam Reddish does play, he'd be a great play at 3.3. But if all those guys happen to be out, then you have to look straight at Collins at 7.1, Capella at 8.2, Gallinari at 4.7, and then a possibility, I know it sounds crazy, but DeLon Wright at 3.6 or Lou Williams at 4K. Lou might end up being really popular on this slate as well. So there's going to be, for a 3-game slate, there's going to be a ridiculous amount of value. So I think you're going to see a lot of stars and scrubs builds across the entire industry. But this game is extremely interesting and will be pivotal in taking down some of these contests. All right, the third and final game. We've got the New Orleans Pelicans and the Houston Rockets. Pelicans are favored by 3. It's a 220.5 total, 111.75 for the Pelicans, 108.75 for the Houston Rockets. Pelicans are 7-18, Houston 6-16, but somehow Houston has won 2 in a row. So break up the Rockets. We've got injuries. Josh Hart questionable. That's important news for the Pelicans. Luzada and Cheeseburgers Williamson still out. For Houston, Garuba, Green, Porter, and Wall. So Green and Porter out. All those guys are out. Looks like they may start like DJ Augustine and Eric Gordon. Gordon was phenomenal for me last time out. More than likely going to go right back there. So for only 3 games, there's a massive amount of guys out and sitting between all kinds of different reasons, injuries, rest. They're trying to manage some of these minutes. And you have some of the COVID protocols going on. It is not easy when you're checking all of this out, but that's why we're here. Let us do that work for you. We follow it 24/7, and we're going to give you the information that you need. All right, as far as statistically speaking in this game, Pelicans 12th, Houston 1st. So you've got a lot of pace here, hence the 220.5 total. Pace up game for the Pelicans, big pace up game, fastest team in the league in the Rockets. Problem with these two teams, we talked about it before with young teams, they don't particularly know how to score the ball. And they're 26th and 27th respectively in that area. But what pulls that up and should make them scoring the ball a lot easier, Pelicans have the worst defense in the league. They're 30th, and Houston is falling a little lower. They're 19th. So you've got all kinds of opportunities here for some great plays. Value, you've got Devontae Graham at 4.8. You've got Garrett Temple at 3.4. I like, both of those prices. Brandon Ingram, a good pay up here at 8.8. He could dominate this game. I've seen a lot of good things the last couple games out of the rookie Herb Jones. He's only 3.9, and with some of the guys out, he's definitely on my radar. And then Joe Val, he made me so angry last time getting in foul trouble, but he did finish strong. He is having a fine season, and he's a pay up at 9. But with all of the value, you may be able to choose who you want and have 3 possible pay ups. and Joe Val should be considered at 9K. For the Rockets, this could be an Armani Brooks show out. He could also be one of the 5 higher owned. He's only 3.7 and should start at point guard alongside Eric Gordon at 5.2. I like both of those guys. For the price, you can't beat it. I think they'll both do well. You've got Garrison Matthews. I'm not going to roster him. He was absolutely unconscious the last game. He's going to get a lot of false ownership, in my opinion. I think he's a trap play, going to be very highly owned. I like the guy, but 4.6, I'm going to go elsewhere and hope that that's a good edge for me. Jayshawn Tate can be a decent play at times, but he's up to 6.6, and they are using a lot of bench. The 2 other guys, with the ability to pay up with all this value, Christian Wood at 9.6 has to be in that pool. He's playing good ball, and with those guards not taking a million shots, he'll get the ball more and get more opportunities. And then Şengün off the bench at 4.2 has really showed a lot of upside. I'm really impressed with the way he's played and getting more comfortable. I think the game's slowing down for him a little bit, and he is playable. For a real flyer, DJ Augustine, he's a vet. He has the ability, and they're so shorthanded, he's going to get some decent run. All right. 3 games. It seems very weird only having 3 games. I'm used to these 12 and 13 game slates. In fact, tomorrow's is a 10 game slate. So that's going to be awesome. You're going to have the first opportunity to see a solo podcast from Josh Crash Davis. And then we'll both be back in the afternoon to put together the postings for tomorrow's lineups in the evening. So enjoyed today's 3 game slate. Sometimes those can really get it done. I really like the fact that we know a lot of this information already, so we're able to put some real competitive lineups together. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you crush some football. Check out our football coverage again. That podcast is already posted. And then we'll get all this together for you for this evening. Again, I'll be back on the podcast on Tuesday. I'll be back on Wednesday. So tomorrow's Crash on the pod. Tuesday is Andrew. And then I'll be back on Wednesday. But I will be providing lineups tonight and tomorrow night as well. So if you're not a member, what are you waiting for? Come on in and enjoy a wonderful group, great community. We have the best members, a lot of shared information, and we're looking to take some things down. So have a great Sunday. Enjoy football, family, friends, and we'll catch you again on the next go around when we look to crush it in NBA DFS.